Alrighty then, this is where I'm putting the new air coop. It's 6 feet out of the gate from the carport, that way it'll be nearby. Hopefully it'll offer up a little bit of shade, although it's short, so it's not going to help a whole lot. But anyway, I wanted it close to the carport, and so we're going to be roughly 6 feet off from the carport, and then I wanted it on this side of the gate because we got that coop on the other side. So the next step, I got it moved over here. We have to combine these two sides. Now, I mentioned previously that originally I planned on putting this in the ground on concrete, and so therefore I wouldn't have needed a spacer or a stabilizing bar down low, and so I did not buy materials to do that. Now that I've had to reconstruct this or redesign this into something that I could manage, I'm putting it tabletop style on stepping stones. So with that, now I think what I need is some sway bars to stabilize it, and then some diagonal bars just for reinforcements, which I do not have the materials. I need 2 more pieces of 14-foot board. But I'm going to go ahead and put the top bar on, and guesstimating this, my cages are 144.5 inches. Now I need a little bit of wiggle room so we can push those cages. This is one unit that has to slide into this, you know, pretty much square on, and you need room for your fingers. So I rounded it up to 145, and then on the inside we have our 2x4 support bar and anchor bar, and so those are 1.5 inches thick on both sides, so that's 3 inches. So we've got 147.5 inches, and at 147.5 there is no wiggle room, and so we know that my shortest, I have 2 pipes that go through the cages. One of them was 151 inches, and the other one was 154 inches. And so we know we can't go over 150 inches because we need something for that short hanger bar pipe to rest on. And so I want to make sure it has plenty of room to rest, but then we do need a little bit of wiggle room. So I knew I needed a minimum of 148 inches for this, and the most of what I had to leave 150 inches was 149 inches. So I was debating between the two, and I decided to cut it in half and go with it. So we have our length at 148.5 inches. Now this is going to be from end to end across the top. Doolittle and I have already got our 14-foot boards over, and we measured out our 148.5 inches, and we've already got those cut, and we've got them over here in place. So the next thing we need to do, and I'm not sure how 4 arms is going to do this, we need 1 extra arm, but we're going to have to figure it out. We're going to have to lift these up to that 60-inch height and screw them in. This is a long piece of board, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that just yet, but we will figure it out. So let's just go ahead and get that section done, and we'll come back. By then we'll have our table frame. All right, so I've come back and I've done these front crossbars, or top crossbars here on this side and this side over here, and I went with 138.5 inches, and so those are put into place. Now I'm going to need those again because this is real wobbly this way. I can make it do, but I'm not going to. I want to have the added security of another crossbar lower down So I'm going to come back at a later time and put those in. I don't have them today. I may pick them up tomorrow because I hope to work on this again tomorrow. I'm running out of daylight. So anyway, we put the crossbars in. And Daddy J came home early today before sunset. So he helped me. I didn't bring out the camera because I had his help and I wanted to use every second of his help that I could get. And so I didn't want to use that time playing with the camera. So anyway, what he helped me do was put my footers in. And these are just 16 by 16 inch concrete stepping stones. And this is what I'm using for foundation for this structure. And so this right here is my high corner. And so we dug down, we put our first footer down, and then we leveled up and put our second footer, and then we went back that way. And this is, it's not perfectly level, but we're within 1/16 of a bubble all the way around. So it's close enough for me. The rabbits aren't going to care. Some of this is going to settle anyway once it rains and everything. So it should be good enough. And then what I'm going to do next, hopefully I might be able to get this next step done today. I'll have to finish it, the video part of it tomorrow because I'm going to lose daylight. I have this 2x8, it's 14 foot long, and I'm going to put that center on top of here. Because what I want to do is come back and I want to put the roof rafters level with this down to here. That way when I build my roof, it'll have a slight pitch. This is only 5 foot. Now I'm going to have the rafters down a little bit so that we will have a slope. And I want a little bit of an overhang right here because my feeders hang on the outside of the cage, and so I need a little bit of a roof to protect the rain out of my feeders. So we will do that. So that's going to be my next step, is to get this center rafter put into place. Alrighty then, so I have my roof, my 2x8 centered on top of my building. Now what I'm going to do next is, this one is actually too short. It's not going to give me enough overhang. I was hoping I could use this, but it's not long enough. But what's going to happen is I'm going to do my roof this way. Will actually come down this way. I'm going to get rafter hangers and put here, and I will need, I'm sorry, you can't hear me if I turn away from you. I'm going to need 18 of those rafter hangers. That way I can put them on each side, and we'll have that way. So we will have a little bit of an angle on our roof that way. And then after that, this structure is pretty much done. Now, Daddy J suggested, and I'm going to try his suggestion and see if it works. Instead of getting 2 more 14-foot boards to go across this way, he thinks what I can do is anchor it by putting a diagonal board in the corners this way. Now we're going to have to be careful on doing that because we have our cages that are at an angle, and we have to be able to open those doors. Now, from my understanding, the way it works in my head, I can put that board there and I can still open that door. I should have enough room that the feeder won't be in the way. We're going to try this first because that will look a lot nicer. And of course, it takes up less lumber. So we're going to try that first to anchor that. It doesn't sway a whole lot, but I don't have a lot of strength. You get a lot of high winds in here, or get those rabbits jumping around, it's going to sway a lot more than what I can make it sway. So I want to make sure I can secure that up. And we're going to do it first by putting the diagonal boards in there like that and see if that will steady it up. I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I don't, so I'm going to take him at his word for it. My only concern is with the feeders getting in the way or opening the door. I don't think that will be in the way of the door. The third thing I have to be careful of is banging my head on that board when I lean into the cage. We're going to try it and see what happens. We might not. Another thing I thought about is, if we do it that way, can I take a piece of scrap plywood, make a triangle in those corners? Would that do the same thing as a diagonal 2x4? I don't know. Gonna check into it. Gonna try some things out, and if I can't make those work, we'll go ahead and put the 14-foot board across there, or 148.5-inch board across there. So that's it for today. It's dark. I'm going in. Just as soon as I clean up the tools, I'm going in, shower, go to bed so I can get up and go to work tomorrow. And hopefully I can get those rafters and a few more 2x4s and get this roof started tomorrow.